ladies and gentlemen, what we believe is that we don't want the pharmaceutical industry to be nationalized. Because what? Because there are a lot of things that we have to sacrifice if we try to nationalize this kind of thing. Our main big idea is about the innovation that I will explain later. That it will happen. The innovation will sacrifice rather than in their side. So the first is I will deliver the rebuttal. The first is they talk about the essential needs. Yes, we believe that there are a lot of essential that healthcare is an essential needs that everyone needs in this our country. But what we want to say is that there are a lot of things that have done in the society that can provide. For the example is that there are a cheap price of medicine in every kind of disease. There are a cheap version and the expensive version. So it's enough for the if they cannot reach the expensive medicine, then they can achieve the cheaper medicine, such as amoxicillin for the people that cannot achieve the higher demand. But it's still okay, and it proved in the society that it also can make them become more healthier, and it's enough for the society. And even if they cannot achieve and they have the certain disease that the people cannot achieve the higher the higher price of the medicine, there are a lot of ways, such as like what we say that health insurance that the government has provided. And we want to say that if they try to nationalize rather than they try to give the insurance, it's the nationals will create the bigger damage for the government. Because what? Because in the end of the day, because in the end of the day, the nationalized will take a lot of effort for the government to protect this kind of pharmaceutical industry. But when we want to when we give the insurance, it's enough because the government doesn't need to take all of the need to take a lot of effort, like the salary for the researchers or the office for the researchers and so on, and the laboratorium and so on. So let's go to my argument. The first is about how this will decrease the development for pharmaceutical industry. In their side, they say that this will more effective because they will make the laboratorium in the centralized, and it will help them to improve the medicine. But what we want to say is that the competition will create the more creativity. And in our side, when there are a lot of company, it means that they want to create the better and the better innovation. Yes, they say that they want to create profit, but we want to say that they also will become more rational. Because what? Because if they give the more highest price, the more it means that it will very impossible for people to buy this kind of medicine. It means that they also cannot get profit. So in the end of the day, even if they try to get the profit, it is still reachable for all of the people. The government and it's still okay because they also try to be rational in spend their market. And then what I want to say is that if there are a lot of private company of the pharmaceutical industry, we will create the competition and collaboration in one side. If they want to invent their medicine, they will cooperate with the other medical industry. It means that this competition and company will be held in this collaboration, and competition will happen in one time, and this also will create the more development of medicine in their country. Because if it's only centralized in the government, there are no competition, and people don't try to create the better medicine in the end of the day. So in the end of the day, this also will not enlarge our knowledge about medicine. And then the second is that why it's still good for the society. Our second argument is why it's still good for the society, because like what we know that today the disease become more developed, and also because of that we need the more practical solution to resolve this kind of problem, because there are a lot of disease and we have a lot of when we create the competition and collaboration on our side, the companies will try to collaborate in the other side. They also want to compete with the other company. It means that they will try to innovate to create the solution for a lot of disease. It will different when we centralize in government. For the example, if we centralize in government, then they will try to. If we centralize to the government, the researcher doesn't have the competition spirit, so this will not trigger them to make the better solution, and this not gonna be happen. So before that.
So what happens in market competition is that they try to compete for illnesses that are mainstream because they're able to get a lot of profit from that type of patent. But for very small illnesses, only cater for a few people, there's no interest for them to innovate in that direction.
If that was the problem, so the government only need to focus in only particular disease that they don't sacrifice a lot of things. Because what? Because if they need to, what they say that in the abroad, there are a lot of innovation that has talked about it. So we don't need to make a research for this. We only need to take the research from the abroad that has talked about this kind of issue, and we can use it to solve our problem. But what we say is that we don't want to sacrifice a lot of effort from the government only to take one particular to change all of the system, only to focus in one system, only to one particular problem, because there are a lot of things that we have to think of. So because of that, we think that it's better for us to not nationalize the pharmaceutical industry, because there are a lot of solutions that has provided by the government. So we beg to oppose.